Hey guys, it's Mason here with Hardy Fishing. Today we're going to talk about tournament tips that you can do. It's Friday night. We're getting ready to go out and do a little local tournament here. So we're going to go over 5 things that will help you in a tournament, just help your win success and all that stuff. So tip number 1 is you're always pre-fishing. If you go out with your family or anything, just trying to catch some fish, have a good time, you're always fishing, you're always trying to figure out what they're on, what they're catching them on. So you're always pre-fishing. So if I go out with my family or something and I catch fish on like a drop shot, let's say, well, that next tournament I fish, they may be hitting a drop shot, so I always know. So you're always technically pre-fishing. So our second tip is never stay on one point too long. So what I'm saying there is I always pre-fish the week before. I'll find a point with some good fish on it, and I'll go in and that tournament, I'll start on that point, I'll fish that point for like 2 hours and I won't have a single bite. I've got a real big problem with that, so never stay on one point too long. If you're not catching them in the first like 30 minutes, 45 to an hour, just leave the spot, go try to find something different, try one of your second spots, just whatever you can, just do not stay on one point too long. So the third tip here is switch up your baits a lot. Now don't switch it up if you're just tearing up the fish. What I'm saying here is just like the point, don't stay on one spot too long. Don't use one lure too long. If you've been catching them on that lure all week and you're not catching them during the tournament, you may want to switch it up. You may not, but I would just not stick with one thing that's not catching them. So stick with seasonal patterns. We use, right now it's summer, they're in deeper water, usually in brush piles. Use a big worm, deep diving crankbait, jig, stuff like that. So just fish seasonal patterns. Don't go all crazy and use something completely off random. Just never stick to one thing too long unless you're catching the fish. So point number 4 is don't leave fish. So just like the spot, if you're not catching them, leave, go try something different. The 4th point, if you're catching the fish, stay there. Don't leave those fish until they stop biting. If you don't catch something in like 15, 30 minutes, you need to leave, get out of there, go hunt for something else because you're just wasting your time. So that also brings us to our 5th point. Now, you need to catch a limit before you go after big fish. So I have a real big problem with catching like 3 or 4 boats and then in a tournament and be like, we need that one kicker fish to do good. And we'll go hunt for a big bass and we won't ever catch anything. Now 9 times out of 10, you'll go into a tournament, it happens to me all the time. You go into a tournament with a limit of fish and you do better than the people with one big fish, some small fish. So I always recommend going after a limit first and then go for the big bass. So I hope those tips helped out. Some main points is don't leave fish, don't stay in one spot. If you're catching them like something all week, don't be afraid to switch it up in the tournament. On Table Rock it happens all the time. You'll be catching them on one bait all week and then when tournament comes they will be hitting something completely different. So don't just stick to one thing, don't be afraid. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a real short video and happy fishing. Good luck to you guys.